Welcome to part 24 of the $1,000 Bitcoin Challenge, brought to you by Coinrule and Crypto Rich.
Our dashboard. Let's see how things have gone this week.
There we go. Okay, so we have a total
So,
profit.
so not only Bitcoin hit a new all-time high, but also our profit hit a new all-time high this week. So it's nice that things are going end with end.
Yes, and now you and I, we put in $500 each, $1,000, and this is the profit that we've made in dollar terms to date. So our balance is roughly $1430.59. Actually, it may be a little bit more because it doesn't include. This doesn't include the balance on Binance futures.
It includes, yeah, because all the trades that we have done on Binance are actually translated also on this profit. So yes, this includes all the profit, the cumulative profit of all our positions in this month.
Okay, great. All right, very good. So we are So our $1,000, which we started, I think, beginning of October or September, I'm not sure, because we had a rough ride at the beginning, is now worth $1,430, slow and steady, using Coinrule's easy-to-use app. Okay, what do you want to say? Oh, let me just say something about this. I'm interested in accumulating some Monero. So this is a demo rule that I have set up just to test it before I go and play it. And I've made, I think in the last few days or so, December the 14th is when I started it. 0.31%. So there may be some adjustments, but I can go to the Telegram group and get advice from other traders and also from Ruben, who's always in there supporting the traders.
My second home.
Your second home, that's right. That's right.
You were mentioning Monero. You want to accumulate Monero. If you go on our TradingView account, we post every week new trading strategies there, and each setup is well explained. The second last strategy that we posted is the optimized RSI strategy. And actually, we backtested it on Monero versus USDT. And the result over the last year was of 18% profit. So you are basically accumulating more Monero on top of your holdings. So it's pretty good. I would suggest you to have a look at it. Maybe later I will share with you also the link. But I would suggest everyone to go on our TradingView account because there are many trading ideas that you can directly implement on Coinrule, directly on Coinrule.
Great. Okay. I've not had a look at that. Are the rules laid out, and do you add them as templates?
It's not a template yet, but we absolutely can consider adding it as a template. What we do, we start creating the strategy, we backtest the strategy, and then we test the strategy in real market condition. When the actual strategy also proved to be working in real market condition, at that point, we add that strategy to our template library. So that means that we give only the best for our users.
Right. Okay. Now you backtested the Monero rule for a year. Is that what you normally backtest for? And then how long do you test it in real market conditions before you make it public if it works?
Well, the backtest is done over a time span of 1 to 2 years, depending on the length of and the time frame of the strategy, and then we keep it running on a few months on real market conditions. Of course, depending on real market conditions, the strategy may be working better or underperform. So we keep all these elements in mind. When we are more confident about the reliability of the strategy, then we publish it in the template library.
Okay, that's very good. So that's another reason to join the Telegram group, and you can check out and get those updates. And there's no cost. If you click on my link, you can get it for free and then decide to upgrade later. Okay, so what do you want us to look at?
Let's have a look at the rules that are finished, because we have a bunch of rules that have been completed over the week. So remember last week we started some rules to hedge our position because we were accumulating more Bitcoin. We knew that this breakout would have come sooner or later, just we didn't know at which point. So we started some rules that would have been profitable if the price would have gone on the downside. This rule as an edge has been proved in loss. So we lost almost around $50, but that's not something that scares me at all, because if you scroll down the screen, actually, we were also long on a band. Again, this was one of the best rules that we have been launching in the past few weeks, and this returned $75 and a whopping $494 gain on our rule to accumulate more Bitcoin. So basically, overall, this is how we balance the risk. You can launch some strategies that work better in some market conditions, but of course, you never know if those market conditions will be there for more days, weeks, months, for how long. So it's always a better approach also to run in parallel some other rules that may work better if the base scenario is not unfolding. In that case, even if you are in a slightly small loss on those trades, that shouldn't be scared, because that is basically part of the game. When you are a trader, you know that the trading is made of profits and losses. The most important part is that as we did this week, we can deliver more profit than losses. So overall, our balance account grows every week.
Yeah, very good. That's the most profit. That's the most important point. As long as we're making more gains than we're losing, then it's all good. All right, well, let's have a look at the Bitcoin price chart.
Sure. Let me share my screen. Bitcoin is a very strange asset. It's a unique asset in the world. We know that very well. That's why we are trading it, and that's why we want to accumulate it. But did you know how ironical is Bitcoin price action? Basically, the major breakout this year came 16th of December 2020. You see the last basically shot on the upside that Bitcoin had before the great bull market, the great bear market started, was exactly 16 December 2017. This is amazing because if you look at the breakout here, came after a period of consolidation that was bounded on the upside by the 17,000 around the threshold. You see this blue line. This blue line is projected here. These are current days, and this proved to be the last support, last retested support before the breakout on the upside. So again, now this time the orange line is broken here. So was not broken in 2017, is broken today, and the price is going up. What next? So this really is the most important chart, the most important view that you can have at the crypto market at this point, because this really means that the 20,000 threshold will likely 20,000 potentially with another week around 17,000, maybe very quick. But this now becomes the most important support for the crypto market. And from a trading point of view, this becomes particularly important because now you have a very strong support below, so very close to your entry price, relatively close to your entry price. On the other side, you have plenty of upside. So there are no more resistances on top. So it's the time in which you say it's a price discovery. So we really need to see where the price is going to stop on the upside. But since buyers and sellers, they don't have any references anymore, there are more possibilities that the price irrationally starts to skyrocket on the upside, while the support instead is very, very defined and clean. So this is the perfect time to be long, and the perfect time that you are happy that in the last 3 months, basically, we have been accumulating Bitcoin all along the way up. so we can finally enjoy our profit and see how things will go in the future.
Okay, now Ruben, just to get an idea of where price might go the next time, it creates a resistance and the drop comes down. Two things come to mind. One is the natural numbers like 30,000, 40,000, the zero numbers that might act as resistance, psychological resistance, but also the Fibonacci levels. So if we draw a Fibonacci.
So if we want to look at the whole bull market.
So you've got this chart up now showing the Fibonacci levels going back to 2017. Would this give a good indicator of where the next short-term high and also the long-term high is likely to be?
Yeah, absolutely. Consider that Bitcoin traders are definitely looking at Fibonacci levels. The most important time in which this came into the attention of all the market participants was in June 2019. You see, this is the levels drew starting from the peak in 2017 to the bottom in December 2018. So basically, the price stopped here exactly at 0.618 Fibonacci retracement just to move lower, and that become the major resistance for all the time since 2019. And in fact, you can see that basically when the price broke this level, remember the previous watch back the previous episode, this was the key level. We were 12,000, 13,000 was the key level we were looking at. Then the price kept moving basically with no pauses on the upside. Now, first resistances, of course, will come between 24K and 30K. There are a bunch of resistances in this level, and already 14K was already touched actually. So we may have some headwind before 30K. Then between 30K and 40K, there is another jump. So between 30K and 40, 45, potentially with some weeks on the upside to 50K, there could come more sellers. But I would think definitely that 30 and 40, 50, these are the key level to watch. And after this, probably the next stop is 100K, because when you break these two important levels, then the only thing that you're looking at is 100K. It's a round number, it's an ideological number, it's will be very, very important if we reach that level, would be major achievement.
Okay, and then where do you see Bitcoin going in the next week or so?
So everything depends how these levels between 24 and 25 behave. Potentially, we could see some lateral movement, sideways movement before breaking above. This volume is exceptional. The volume that we've seen in the last 2 days proves how really important the key level was. 20K. So again, I think that if we don't break immediately 24, 26, this area, we may potentially see some sideways moves here, which would make sense because I prefer much more gradual rise increases because that gives the opportunity to supply and demand to rebalance, and more importantly, gives the opportunity to altcoins to catch up with the price increase of Bitcoin. So there is probably where most of the money traders make in the bull market.
Great. Okay. Thank you so much, Ruben. And one of the things I'm wondering with Coinrule, I could easily set up a rule that when Bitcoin reaches a certain price level, breaks out, that it can then trigger that rule. So, if the price goes above 28,500, for example, buy $100 worth of Bitcoin. So I can wait for that. And then also when the market does eventually start going down, maybe after a year or so, then I can start making money shorting. Is there anything else you want to let us know?
So I would like to thank you for all the time. This is our last episode of our challenge. I think that the challenge was successful. So what we wanted to accumulate more Bitcoin, waiting for this moment, the moment in which we could significantly break all-time highs. And that's what we proved, that it's really, really achievable with Coinrule. So with the no-brainer rule, you can just have it on the market, and the bot does everything for you. You can accumulate more Bitcoin. You can scalp short-term dips. You can do whatever strategy you want. It's just a matter of setting up it in a few steps, literally in a few minutes, and then have it running for weeks on your account, just like we did in this time. So we were setting up the rule on Friday. We were checking the rule the next Friday, just counting the profit. So
Yes.
of course, these times were particularly profitable, but we made aware all our viewers that even in times in which Bitcoin was going sideways, we could make money. This is a recap of our Binance Future account. So you see how steadily increasing our profit were. We were always trading with 100 USDT. So basically, we made a profit 3 times larger than the starting balance that we had there. As a reminder, we were using more speculative trades and rules on Binance Future. The objective was to have more USDT to accumulate more Bitcoin, because we knew that this great breakout could have come at any time. So
yes,
very happy that our strategy paid off over this month.
Yes, Ruben, I